Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. The season 2 update obviously shifted a lot in terms of the overall meta here in MW2 multiplayer. We got a couple of new guns. We also have several changes to some of the top tier meta guns as well. And with that being said, today I wanted to break down the top 10 best setups slash the top 10 best weapons ranked here in MW2 multiplayer. So first up, we are starting here at number 10, and I've got the KV Broadside. Whenever we have new seasonal weapons, I always like to include those in the top 10. And in this case, you could make an argument for this being one of the better guns in the game, just because its close range dominance is pretty absurd. Now, it's only effective if you're like within 10 meters of a player, but within that range, it's going to be tough to beat out this thing because it is a spammable shotgun that's going to obliterate. Real quick, before we break down the attachments on that, I do want to run through the secondary perks equipment, because this is the same on every single class setup. That way we don't have to spend time on that throughout the video. I always use a combat knife as a secondary here in multiplayer, because I spawn in, I switch to the knife, I can run faster to get back to a choke point. I kill one player, I can pick up their gun, and then I've got my two primaries, right? So I don't really ever use anything but a knife as a secondary. Flashes are still wildly overpowered here in multiplayer, so I'm still running those. Drill charges are great for trying to take out campers and whatnot. For my perk package here, I actually end up going for double time and battle hardened for my first two perks. If I go ahead and actually hide the face cam real quick, I got fast hands, then I got quick fix. I mean, just that health regen when you take out a player with quick fix is so clutch. So I love having that on there. Fast hands, obviously, for the faster swapping, reloading, and whatnot is super nice as well. And then for my field upgrades, I have a combination with the pro package of the radar and then also the munitions box. If I need to have that mini UAV, I can throw down the radar. If I need ammo, I got the munitions box. Solid choices there. Anyways, getting into the actual broadside setup here, same one that we covered the other day initially when this dropped. This is a really aggressive and really good close range setup, so you'll be able to actively push enemies quickly, bridge that gap so you're within 10 meters where this thing can dominate. First up here, true tack rear grip, better ADS and sprintifire. That's clutch on a shotgun, and we tune to maximize that as well. Stockless stock here, just for all the mobility benefits. Basically, it's going to allow me to run around faster, play even more aggressive. I like the canted laser on this setup. You got that hybrid ADS. It's going to help out with that ADS speed as well, and the sprintifire. I tune to maximize those even more, of course, and this is just going to help out with that overall mobility and aggressiveness once again. I do use the range 12 barrel. This is going to give you that better damage range. That's of course clutch on a shotgun, because it's going to help out with those potential 2 to 3 shot kills. The one shots in this thing aren't going to be as common just because it is spammable. It'd be way too overpowered if it was doing that, but I do tune for the better aim strafe, and then also the better damage range. And lastly, I got the Bryson improved choke. This will help out with that range yet again. I tune for the better sprintifire and the slightly better range as well to help me out where possible. Overall, pretty solid shotgun. I'd say it's the best in class. It's not like a crazy broken weapon, but definitely worthy of a top 10 mention. And with number 9, I've got the M4. This thing is just nice and reliable. Over range, it starts to fall off a little bit, but in the mid range, 20 to 55 meters or so, it's going to be nice and consistent. It is one of the easiest weapons to use in the game. Very low recoil, very straightforward. Anyone can pick this thing up and do well with it. It hasn't really been adjusted in quite some time, so it's easily a top 10 choice. Here, first up, I've got the Sakin ZX grip. This is just for better control overall. Of course, this is primarily a mid to long range gun, so we just want to focus on highlighting its strengths there. I tune for the better stability and recoil steadiness. I do have the P80 strike stock on here. Now, this is meant to keep it aggressive, because all the other attachments I'm using are pretty much for range. They're going to slow it down some. In MP, you want to have a decent balance, even if you're focused on one specific area of engagement like mid to long range or something like that. So this is going to help balance it out some and get me some mobility back. So if I do play aggressive and I run into players close range, I'm not going to spend 9 years ADSing and not being able to run away or push a certain choke point. So this will help out with that. I also got the Edge 47 underbarrel. It's a great one for stability. I can maximize this recoil stabilization and idle stability on there too with the tuning. Castle compensator is a great choice for multiplayer, not too slow, just going to help out with that horizontal bounce and some of that vertical control as well. I tune to maximize that basically. And lastly, I got the high tower barrel. This is especially good for those mid to long range fights, helping out with the range, the control, the velocity. I tune to maximize the recoil and the range on this one. Not many changes in terms of the overall setup, but that means it's still absolutely out here frying. Now at number 8, I've got the RAAL LMG. To be fair, this does have basically the best long-range TTK in multiplayer here. It is so absurd how quickly you can melt players at like 100 meters across the map in ground war, right? The downside of this is that it is so painfully slow, both in terms of movement and reloading, which is why it's lower on the top 10 list despite being so powerful, right? So the setup here is actually the same one I use over in Warzone, because you're basically going to be using these in the same sort of engagements, right? This is not a gun you're going to be ever using close range range unless someone's pushing you and you have that sort of panic gunfight. Good luck if that's the case. You are sitting and waiting for players to engage long range with this thing because that's where it's going to thrive, right? So first up here, step 40 grip, better control. I tuned to maximize that. Basically, I like the MW4. You could also go for a different optic if you like one more though. If it's a Schlager 3.4 times, if it's a blue dot, whatever the case may be, go with what you are the most comfortable with. Furthest eye position, faster ADS on those tunes. Dune underbarrel for the better steadiness and better recoil control in general. We're tuning to maximize that yet again. Shred CP90 muzzle for the better control as well. This will make it nice and easy to control over long range. Again, tuning to capitalize on those strengths. And lastly, the Rhino barrel will give us the best velocity for those long range fights and even better control. And you can tune for that better range and steadiness just to make this thing that absolute long range beast. Quite literally, nothing stands a chance with this thing one-on-one in long-range engagements. And number 7, I've got the Kastov 74U. This thing is one of the best close-range rifles in the game and quite frankly outguns the majority of the SMGs in this current meta, right? You know, things like the WhosImmortal, the Hurricane, so on and so forth. Like, this is a better SMG than most SMGs we have. Easily a top 10 mention. Not the best close-range rifle. We'll get to that here in just a bit. But this setup, again, truly hasn't changed too much since the last time we went over it because there weren't really any adjustments made to it. We got the true tack rear grip for the better mobility. I'm tuning basically to maximize that. However, I do want the slightly better steadiness in this case just to bring some stability to the control because we're not really attacking that too much in terms of our attachments here. I've got the R7 stock on here as well for that better mobility. I just want to be able to fly and fry with this thing, so that's primarily what I'm focusing on. Better aim walking speed or strafe speed, and then also ADS speed with the tunes there. Olay laser going to make that ADS and sprint to fire very fast, very snappy. I tune to maximize both of those stats. The 209 barrel is based all around movement. I love that. It's going to be perfect for playing aggressive with this rifle. Again, I go for the recoil steadiness on the tune just to make sure the recoil is manageable, right? Then also the better ADS. And lastly, the castle compensator yet again, better gun kick and better stabilization on those tunes. By far one of my favorite aggressive setups in the game. Also, quick reminder as we are going through all the weapons and setups today, if you guys are new to the channel, every single day I got you covered between MW2, Warzone 2, and DMZ. All the latest info you need to know is right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. And if you guys enjoyed this video, or if you find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on it as well. Let's try and aim for 2,000 likes on this one. Coming in at number 6, I've got the Fennec. The only reason this is a little bit further on down the list is 1, it was actually slightly nerfed with the Season 2 update. And 2, I just feel like for overall versatility, there are some better choices for it. But when it comes to the SMG category, this is still the #1 go-to choice. Despite the nerf, it's going to outgun the MP5, the WhosImmortal, all these other subs. It's still ridiculously good and probably is in need of another nerf, if I'm being honest with you guys. Here I've got the rubber rear grip, better ADS and sprint to fire. Per usual, we're tuning to maximize that. I'm absolutely running the 45 round mag on here just because that rate of fire is so fast, that damage per mag is so bad if you don't have the 45 on here. 7 milliwatt laser, snap your ADS and sprint to fire yet again, tuning to maximize those. I go for the drop grip in this case. It's going to help out with that hip fire accuracy. It's a sub, so oftentimes you could be within range to hip fire, and that transition to ADS in a gunfight is pretty smooth as well. And I tune for the better mobility there basically. And lastly, I got the Lockshot KT85. Better control all around, just going to make this thing nice and stable and still easy to use. I tune for the slightly better gun kick control, and then of course the faster ADS to still keep this thing nice and aggressive. Still, here in Season 2, you can't go wrong with the Fennec. Now at number 5, in my opinion, we have the best close range rifle in the game. The 74U and the Chimera here are close, but the Chimera is still slightly better, and frankly I like the feel of it a lot more as well. It just feels more aggressive and more capable in those close range fights. It's close though. It's definitely right there neck and neck with one another. But on here I got the Bruin flash grip. It's going to be for better ADS and sprint to fire. Here I am tuning for the slightly better steadiness just like on the 74U, but then also the better sprint to fire stat as well. Ravage 8 stock in this case is meant for that better sprint speed and ADS primarily. I tune for the better stability, again to give me some consistency in the fights, then also the better ADS once more. 7 milliwatt laser, same reasons as before, same tunes as before basically as well. Edge 47 underbarrel, this is for some of those mid-range fights just to make sure I have some versatility in the setup in general. Better recoil stabilization and idle stability there. However, if you wanted to, you could go the inverse there and go left and down if you wanted the gun to feel a little bit snappier. And then lastly, I go for the Vorpal barrel. This is again based around movement speed and ADS, but you actually get some better damage range out of this too, which is kind of nice. I tuned to enhance that damage range a little bit more, then also the better strafe speed as well. Very easy weapon to use, but so good in the close to mid-range here in MP. I love it. And number 4, there's really no surprises here. The RPK. Yes, this also got nerfed. That nerf was not severe enough whatsoever, right? This thing is still very good for mid to long range fights. And frankly, here in multiplayer, in comparison to Warzone, you can build it to be a little bit more aggressive, which is exactly what I do. That's why I run the 40 round mag on here versus the standard 75. Truly, this just feels very similar to the 7.62, which may or may not be coming up, right? I do use the blue dot here. I love the Chronomini Pro optic for multiplayer. I tune for that furthest eye position and faster ADS. In that case, high velocity ammo gonna make it feel more consistent over the mid to long range. I tune for the better velocity and better damage range there. Edge 47 underbarrel yet again, better stability and recoil stabilization on those tunes. And lastly, the Sack and Tread 40 is going to keep this thing nice and consistent over range. We tune for the better stability and better control overall there. Really, this thing needs another nerf if it's going to ever be out of the top 10 conversation. It's still absolutely frying. Now, speaking of the 7.62, that's what I've got at number 3. Really, you could flip-flop 3 and 4 here. The 7.62 and the RPK in multiplayer are so similar to one another. This also did see a slight nerf. It's still an absolute beast, especially with the faster TTK here in multiplayer. This is still going to completely dominate the opposition when you're landing your shots. Here, I got the MWII rear grip. I tuned this for the better control because it's going to basically enhance that standard control bonus we're already getting out of that. Once again, Chronomini Pro, basically the same tunes here, faster ADS, furthest eye position once more. You don't need a mag because this comes with 30. That's totally sufficient for multiplayer action. High velocity again, tuning the same deal here, better range, better velocity. Edge 47 again, same tunes as over on the RPK basically, and same deal with the Sack and Tread 40. So the setups are ridiculously similar. The only difference really is the magazine capacity and slightly how the weapons will handle and feel in terms of like the recoil pattern, but they're so similar in each, so good. Now at number 2, I've got the TAC 56. This doesn't have the fastest TTK in the world. What it does have though is the ease of use, which then translates to having a really good realistic TTK, and that's why this is such a reliable and consistent gun right now here in multiplayer. Basically building this to be fantastic for some of the mid and long range while still being versatile enough to handle some close range. That's kind of why I have the laser sight on here. Also, I just don't feel the need to run a magazine, an optic, a stock, or a barrel for multiplayer, so kind of just like the leftovers, if you will. Sure, I'll run this, why not? I tune for the better stability and aim locking steadiness. You could also go the inverse of each of those though if you wanted to. Combat rear grip, better control, tuning to enhance that even more. High velocity ammo yet again, better velocity and range out of those tunes. Edge 47 and Sack and Tread combination on here too. It works so well for mid to long range fights, that sort of trio of attachments there on the bottom left. Tuning for the better stability and stabilization on the Edge 47, and same deal here on the Sack and Tread 40 with the gun kick and stabilization as well. So very easy weapon to use, basically no recoil, really good realistic TTK. And then lastly, we got the brand new Hemlock rifle. This and the TAC 56 actually have almost identical stats. As I've played with it more though, have started to prefer the Hemlock actually. I mean, with the overall recoil pattern, once you build this out with this setup here, it's basically a mimic of what's going on with the TAC, except I do like an optic here. I go for the Chronomini Pro standard tunes here, faster ADS and furthest eye position. The iron sights just feel kind of bulky. I don't really like them all that much. That's a preference thing though. If you're okay with the optics, you know, change for a laser sight, change for a magazine if you want to, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of those. I go for the X10 grip. This is actually for better mobility because I feel like the recoil is so easy here. I can actually capitalize on some close range, advantage and make it a little bit more aggressive in that case. I do tune though for some potential mid to long range with the better stability and recoil steadiness. High velocity ammo yet again, tuning for the better range and velocity, no surprises there. Same deal here with the Edge 47 with the stability and stabilization, and same deal with the Sack and Tread 40 with its stabilization and gun kick control. But this gun in particular, once you unlock it, I mean, it's got the TTK stats, it's got the range, it's got the mobility here. It's just checking all the right boxes. In my opinion, the most consistent and reliable gun in the game right now. Also, a new weapon being at the top of the meta. Big surprise, that's not going to increase the battle pass sales or people playing the game at all. I wonder why that was done. Anyways, with all that being said, those are the top 10 best weapons and setups here in MW2 multiplayer for season 2. And that's going to wrap things up. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you're new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications so you can always stay up to date with all things going on in the world of Call of Duty. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.